What's up my fellow Frosties? Today I bring you a video explaining the number one reason that's lowering your DPS. If you're scouring logs and not finding anything substantial in your rotation, if you've got decent gear and you're racking your brains on what the problem is, don't worry, I've got you covered.
Can you feel me now?
Let's get straight to the point. The number one thing that will improve your DPS is simply handling your movement. While I am a Frost Mage, this will also apply to any caster. Low uptime on your rotation due to cancelling casts or movement, handling mechanics ineffectively, and having a lot of unnecessary movement will all negatively impact your DPS. This is something I rarely see talked about when it's so important. I have here two different Shriekwind kills I took during my guild's heroic boost runs. I'll use both and talk through key moments step by step. I read a lot of comments on my Ultimate Frost Mage guide that quite a few people like commentary videos, so I hope this video style helps. The first point is probably the most important, which is only move when you have to. This is a tricky point because more often than not, you probably don't even realise you're doing this. You'd be surprised how much we stutter step and move around without even thinking. The first time my eyes were opened was when a guildie recorded a boss kill back in Mythic Tomb of Sargeras, which was a raid in Legion. Through watching myself in this video, I saw how much I moved around, and it was so unnecessary. It really shocked me because I never realised I did this until I watched myself back in that video. So what I would highly recommend is, if you're able to, record yourself playing. It could just be for one fight. I can't stress enough how important this is. The chances are you're moving a hell of a lot and you don't even realise it. Watching yourself back is a great way to see this and realise what you could do more efficiently. The first tip on how to effectively move when playing a caster is, use your instant cast procs to reposition. A great way to move as a Frost Mage in particular is to move when you have Fingers of Frost procs or Brain Freeze procs. So here, for the purpose of the video, I put myself in the situation where I'm forced to move. As you can see, I cast my Frostbolt before the flurry, then use instant cast Flurry and Ice Lance to move into position. So what happens if you have no instant casts and are forced to move? The answer is, use your empty globals to move. What I mean by this is once you cast a spell, your spells go on global cooldown, which means there's a short delay before you can press another spell. You can spend this short delay moving. Our wise contributor Colorin from the Alter Time Discord personally recommends to practice moving during every single free global to get an idea of how much free movement you get. As you'll see in a moment, I put myself in a position again where I'm forced to move, and I use that short time between casts to avoid the disc. This quickly follows on to my next point, which is to only move the amount you need to. As you can also see, I move the absolute minimum needed between casts while also being safe. A lot of people move way more than needed, and these precious seconds should be spent casting. Here you can see I need to move to the pillar to line of sight the upcoming ear-splitting shriek, so I use my procs in order to get where I need to be. Having said all of this, it's extremely important to note that reducing your movement does not mean fail mechanics, and most importantly, do not risk anything. Sorry Barry, I don't mean to call you out here, you was clearly lagging, right? Yeah, love you long time. As we're nearing the intermission, and I'm crying that we didn't kill the boss before it phased to get a spicy log, I'm going to swap to another kill from the previous week's heroic boost run. In the previous kill, I had the dream RNG of not getting any mechanics. While I was pleased at the time, this didn't help with demonstration purposes for this video topic. I will let the video play a little here as I had a lot of comments about people wanting to watch raid POVs. If you want to skip ahead to the last point, check the timestamps. The final tip is to learn the mechanics and what tools you have at your disposal to effectively deal with those mechanics. As you can see, I use Blink to get to the other side of the boss. I don't waste time running and I never lose uptime on casting. Then I use my instant cast procs to reposition, knowing the line of sight mechanic is coming. Planning ahead like this is extremely valuable. Next you can see I'm targeted with echolocation. I alter time, blink out, use my procs to reposition better, then I alter time back. This saves so much unnecessary movement. It minimises my downtime while also dealing with the mechanic efficiently and not cheesing my way out of it. I'm going to let the video play once again before showing one last example of everything we've learned.
Nothing's gonna stop me. Hey, yeah. Nothing's gonna stop me.
Here, I live life on the edge just to show you a small example of how to handle your movement with effective moving, using globals, procs to move, and moving the minimal amount, whilst being safe. And that's it for this video, short and sweet. Are there any tips that you would recommend? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. As requested, I'll let the rest of this pull finish. Bye!